Does anyone here have a trip planned by air travel? That's awesome. I need you to get on the phone with the person you bought your tickets from and cancel your flight. I want you to cancel your flight because airplanes do not exist. Does anyone here have a car? I need you to take out your car keys and throw them into the trash in the back room because cars do not exist. Sorry, cars don't exist. Does anyone have a cell phone? A lot of cell phones. Awesome. Throw them into the same trash can because cell phones do not exist. Sorry. Contest master, fellow toastmasters, and honored guest. These three products that I just mentioned do not exist because the Wright brothers, Steve Jobs, and Henry Ford, they were just like ordinary people. They didn't know how to bring these products to life. They didn't know if it was possible to make these products. 30 years ago, I had an idea for a product. I had an idea to make a ping pong ball shooting machine. I'm a table tennis enthusiast. And while I was in college, I had an idea, if I could make this ping pong ball shooting machine, I could practice alone. It was a great idea. So I built a sample. and I practiced with it. And I said, wow, I could make this into a product. But I didn't know if it was possible. So that product got thrown into the trash. 10 years later, I tried it again. I was working as an engineer. I built 2 more samples, and I created great samples of this product. But I didn't know how to bring it to life. I didn't know if it was possible to bring it to life. So I put it into my closet. 10 years later, I was working as a table tennis coach, and the owner at that table tennis center said, I think I can turn this into a product. And he took that product to China and turned it into a real product, and it sold hundreds of thousands of units. And it impacted the lives of all those people who bought that product. So I was thinking about this later. Wow, I waited 20 years. I wasted 20 years of time because I didn't know if it was possible to bring something to life. So what is the test? What is the test to know if something is possible or not? Is it a scientific analysis? Is it a business analysis? My background is in engineering. And I realized it's more simple than that. If you can imagine it, if you can just imagine it, it is possible. Keep that thought in your mind. If you can imagine it, it's possible. In the early 70s, there was a tightrope walker. His name was Philippe Petit, and he in the same year that they built the World Trade Center, he thought that he would run a rope in between the World Trade Center and walk across it. He took his team to New York, and they scoped out this situation. Is it possible to put the rope between it and security issues, and there was a lot of things that were involved, and he studied this very intensely. And after studying it, he sat down with his team, and he says, clearly, he said, it's impossible. It's impossible. But let's get started. Let's get started anyway. So that means that he really believed that it was possible, even though he said, clearly it's impossible. But let's get started. What a great attitude to have. See, when you bring something like this into the world, the dream that you have, it doesn't just come to you, it actually comes through you. It impacts the world. There was a police who was watching this, and he had to arrest this guy who was walking on the tightrope, and he said, I'm seeing something I will never see again in my life. That police officer's life was impacted, just like all the products that I talked about before. So when you have a dream, it's actually coming through you to impact the world. Tonight, I want each of you to do this assignment for me. I want you to go home, and I want you to sit on your couch for 5 to 10 minutes. Close your eyes, and just go through the closets of your mind and think, what idea, what product, what service, what do I have that can potentially impact the world? Close your eyes. No, don't close your eyes. Turn up the lights. And imagine that the lights were never invented by Thomas Edison. Just imagine that we didn't have lights. So turn off the lights, close your eyes, and imagine, what idea do I have that can impact the world? Don't worry about if it's part-time, don't worry about if it's a full-time thing, don't worry about if you're going to make a lot of money. It could impact millions, it could impact just a few people. But that dream that you have, it didn't just come to you, it's not just something that came to you, it was meant to come through you to impact the world. The world needs your dream to come alive. The world needs to hear what you have to say. Thank you very much.